the Nerd Show. Podcast Radio. She's a nerd, he's a nerd, talking about what we know. Nerd Podcast Radio. We're all nerds, we're all nerds. Buckle up, cause here we go. Nerd Podcast Radio. Welcome everybody to the Nerd Podcast Radio. Welcome everybody to the Nerd Podcast Radio.
Welcome to Nerd Podcast Radio, your nerd home away from home.
Welcome to Nerd Podcast Radio. I'm Super Big Brian. Welcome to Nerd Podcast Radio. This is...
Do I gotta reboot him again?
Welcome.
He's broken!
Well,
Damn it, Brian.exe has stopped functioning. Let me reboot.
joined by Courtesy Smurferica.
There we go.
Hola.
Anya also.
Anya also. Hey, look, there's a camera. You can see me.
Well,
David, the about the third.
hi everybody.
And I can't even begin to introduce who joined us, who will be here for a short while, but it is the one and only, the indomitable, the unbeatable, the unbreakable, Special Mikey.
Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Woo!
For those who don't know you,
At this point,
Hi.
that is accurate.
This is very
This
true.
town ain't big enough for the both of us.
I
still haven't seen it.
are you serious?
Still haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it.
That hurts my heart. That's not good.
I've watched that movie probably 6 times in the past year.
Oh, you're laughing. I hit at least 10.
I believe it.
We're talking about
Oh.
Cowboys versus Aliens, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Michael,
dear.
Personally,
are
I think the
you?
alien should win.
Michael, who are you? A lot of people don't know you right now.
Yeah.
So
I'll shut up.
I am one of the original hosts. I'm the host behind the scenes in the shadows. I lurk in the night, but I'm clumsy, so I'm pretty much Dark Jack. Don't throw Batman at me.
You were the host on sabbatical.
Well,
Yes.
you have 5 kids, which was very sudden. You also have been training to be a meat cutter for a very long time before you finally did it.
Yes, I became a certified meat cutter. It took a lot of time and effort to do. And I have 5 kids that I love very much, that my wife and I make sure are taken care of.
Yeah,
And
so, it was understandable. It was understandable, the need for the break.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, my
I mean,
younger-
hey, Superman can't do everything.
Oh, yeah, for
Podcast
sure.
fell to the wayside. No worries.
And
My youngest is about to hit a year.
we will say for personal reasons, Mikey has popped on and will be here for a short while, probably through What's Nerdy with You. We're going to be doing. I have been listening to the first episode, and this Mikey being here was not planned at all. It just was a happy coincidence. I wanted to do our first episode was called The Nerdtroduction. We're going to do the re-nerdtroduction where we introduce ourselves again because it has been a while since we've done that. But first,
But first, we're going to play everybody's favorite game, What's Nerdy with You, where we all talk about the nerdiest thing we've done in the last 2 weeks, and we vote using the patented Mike Myler widget system.
and I think for the first time, Special Mikey will be going first.
Oh boy. So my nerdy thing comes from my stint when I actually was in the hospital and I was going crazy and I could not figure out what to do with myself because I could only watch so much TV and I could only sit there for so long. So I had my wife bring me all my unfinished Lego sets, and I built the car from the second Harry Potter.
That's
I
a great
actually built the
idea,
car-
actually.
Ooh,
I built-
all right.
I built the Batman mech suit, and I
Nice.
built the invisible hand starship from Revenge of the Sith.
Awesome.
Nice. Very nice.
I had
Oh,
all-
that is cool.
Man,
I had all the nurses like loving to come into my room because they could see the Lego sets.
You know what's great about Star Wars Lego sets? One, they're nerdy because like Star Wars and like you're building shit. But 2, they also have that nostalgia factor of being Legos. So you're getting like that childhood like playful likeness like filled in at the same time, which I feel adds like a really nice extra nerdy level. Because I feel like when we're the most nerdy is when we let the little child come out.
Yeah, I find that if I played with Legos now, the only way for me to reattain childhood nostalgia is if I melted them with a magnifying glass.
That tracks.
That says a lot.
It helps me like to feel nostalgic building them, but I wasn't all the way there because I didn't get to step on any of them.
Ow.
That is part of the that is
It sounds like
missing definitely something of the
you
experience.
missed the worst part. So that sounds good to me.
I mean, I know how you feel when I know how you feel. I spent a week in the hospital myself, and I started going crazy, and I had my laptop. So
yeah, I had the Lego sets, but so the hockey finals started, so I was getting to watch I was getting to watch a ton of hockey. I was enjoying that.
I don't think I've ever shared with you guys. I was hospitalized for a week when I was a kid, and I played with Legos the whole time I was there. Well, Legos and Star Wars toys, because back then it was when the first action figure run came out.
So you and I have some.
I was hospitalized for 3 months when I was a kid.
Jesus.
Yeah, they were trying very hard to figure out what was wrong with me.
She wins, Brian.
And I punched a clown. That was what I did.
That's fun.
You were hospitalized for heart stuff, weren't you, when you were a kid?
Me?
Yeah, was it heart stuff?
They couldn't figure out what it was. I would spike. It was pretty consistent. I would spike like a really high fever, like 105 plus. They'd have to put me in an ice bath. Yeah, they'd have to put me in an ice bath, and then they'd get the temperature down. And then I was having cardiac issues, and like it was going back. They could not figure it. That's why it was 3 months. Like they ran it was the first time I ever had a TB test. I remember that because they put it under your skin and like you have to wait for it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
I had to do that several times for school.
It was a lot. Like I even had to go to school in the hospital. They had like a room where they had a teacher come in for all the different age levels. Yeah. So it was
that's
interesting.
Rough.
That's crazy.
I'm dying and I still have to learn about the state of California.
Yeah, they landed on it was adolescent migraines, which apparently present differently than they do in adults. And the fever and everything so the fever was part of it, and then it would cause heart issues because my temperature was so high, and it was like a whole thing. So, yay, my brain's broken.
Well, I'm glad it's better.
I mean, as an adult, yeah, I don't spike fevers, I get a migraine, so there's that.
There we go.
I'm gonna swap up the order I have written down. Erica, why don't you go ahead? What's been nerdy with you?
Yeah, so I recently started playing Claire Obscura Expedition 33.
All my friends are playing it. They keep is it good?
It's so fucking good.
Literally, all my girlfriends in the Discord just keep talking about it. They're in love with it.
Yeah,
it's either Claire Obscura or Repo right now. That's what everybody's playing.
Yeah. Night Rain just came out.
I still have no fucking clue what's happening in the story. No idea, but I don't need
Sounds like a JRPG.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it sounds like a JRPG.
Yeah. Well, no, it's even I've played so many JRPGs and it's way out there. Like
it's weirder than that. Oh, I want to play.
I have no idea.
I want to play.
It's so good though. It's so pretty. The battle system is complex. And it's different for every single character. Like what you need to do to make that character play.
Yeah.
But the nerdy part of that isn't just playing the game, is Rowan's been watching me play the game and she's been playing with me. She'll she'll be like, hey, can I take you to the next area? And then she'll so she has loved, this is the first video game other than Super Mario Wonder or something that she's really been into. And so she made me create a PlayStation account for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that she could play. So now she's starting to play. So
nice.
Yeah. It's I'm passing on my nerd stuff to my beautiful
That's fantastic.
child. Yeah. And then I've been doing tons of gardening because 'tis the season. So I have 2 planter boxes that are 30 feet long. So they're 4 feet wide, 30 feet long. And then I have 2 8x4s. And they're all full of everything: broccoli, spinach, lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, beans, peas, cabbage, cauliflower, strawberries. I have a huge strawberry patch now.
That sounds fantastic.
That's so amazing. Oh,
I love it.
all of
I just walk out.
You're such a green witch.
I am.
Oh, she's
actually.
totally a hobbit. We know this. They have a passion for things that grow.
Oh, I got so I also have my whole back row, my backyard is all fruit trees, and they're all almost ready for picking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't have any fruit trees.
Fruit trees usually give pretty good shade too. So
yeah, I have raspberries and strawberries. That's the only fruit I have.
We have 2 lemon trees and a peach tree and a bunch of blackberry bushes.
Yeah, I don't have any of that shit.
I got a apple tree, plum tree, pear tree, 2 peach trees, and a nectarine tree, and a lemon tree. And we just planted an apricot before last season, and I think it's actually budding this year.
You fucking homestead?
That usually takes 3 years for them to.
It was a premature tree, so it was actually fairly old when we put it in.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it was like a season or 2 off, and so this year it's budding, but we think they're going to be really tiny.
Got it. Who's next?
David.
Well, I went to Strategicon last weekend and it was awesome. Got to play a Napoleonics miniatures game on Saturday. Got to play some high-level Pathfinder First Edition on Sunday. It was a lot of fun.
Ooh.
And
we should have a time at Strategicon.
I don't have any of those fancy new video games like you guys, but I downloaded a remastered version of Stronghold from like 2009, and I've been getting my medieval siege combat on.
I have Strategicon related news that's not part of my nerdy thing, but I'm going to share it now, David, because you're going to love this.
Ooh.
In July, Robin and her partner are staying with us for a few days.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Robin is my old venture captain when I was doing Pathfinder Society stuff.
Nice. So cool.
Yeah,
I see Robin all the time.
Yeah.
Well, less than I used to back when she was part of my Saturday gaming group, but I still get to see her all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some teacher thing going on. So Robin and Tyler are both going to be out here.
Very cool.
That's going to be so cool.
Anya, what was nerdy with you?
Okay, guys, are you ready?
I'm braced.
It's gonna be some bullshit. Okay, here we go. So I've been reading a bit. You know this. I started a new book because a bunch of my girlfriends in the Discord recommended it. It's called Ranked Competitive Breast Growth. So it's a story that 2 members of the Discord wrote, and it's on, I think, Scribble Hub. And the idea of the book is of the story is it's a competition between a bunch of cis dudes who take hormones to see who can make the biggest breasts in 3 years, and the winner gets $1 million.
Oh, that's about right. That sounds like something.
So, wait, here's the thing. Trans women are not allowed to compete because they have an unfair psychological advantage because they already have dysphoria. So, like, it would just be combating their dysphoria. So it's unfair for them to compete.
What you are saying is going to be a video game next year.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So, this is what sold me on it. First chapter, main character's like telling her friend about it because like she's growing breasts, and so she wants her best friend to be like, yeah, this is why I'm gonna have titties. And the whole time she's thinking, yes, but the plot is I am this trans woman. Only I can stand the psychological damage.
My
God. But the men, they cannot handle the psychological damage of dysphoria. I am the most clever trans woman. They won't catch me, tells her friend, right? Friend. Next chapter. I am the most intelligent trans woman. They'll never catch me. And every single character so far, but I am the most.
Yeah, definitely a theme.
Yep.
There is a fanfic of the supernatural characters where they are bees instead of human beings, and I want to say that this doesn't surprise me at all that this exists.
No, it's great. Oh, it's so funny too. It's so funny. So there's like a tribunal where they try to suss out if you're a trans woman or not. And one of the quotes somebody said in this tribunal when defending herself is, I'm a cis man who's transfeminized within a patriarchal system and subjected to trans misogyny. Doesn't mean I'm a woman. Read theory, stem cell.
That went over my head.
Okay. It's supposed to. It's a bunch of gobbledygook. So yeah, that's my nerdy thing. That's my
that was super unfair because that was the nerdiest thing I've ever heard.
Do you guys want to hear something really funny that Rowan said the other day?
I want to share my nerdy thing real quick because Mikey probably will only be able to make it to the end of the game.
Okay, but this actually has to do with the book.
Does it relate? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So anyways, I woke Rowan up the other morning for school and she was like, Mom, I had the craziest dream. And I was like, what was your dream? And she said, there was this horrible beast that was transforming, creatures into other creatures. And it was poking and prodding me and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah. And I was like a wolf in a cage, and the beast was the scientist. And I was thinking like the wolf, and I was trying to get out of the cage. And I was like,
what?
You're 8. Are you gonna write this down? like who has dreams like that at 8 years old?
Okay, so she should write it down. I did that. Okay, so I had a weird, wacky dream about like something that was weird. I won't go into it now, but it was weird, and I wrote it down, and I won an award in school for that.
Yeah, well, I told her to write it down, so she's currently making a comic book of it.
It's very interesting.
That's quite cool.
That's all.
Wow.
Yeah, let her know that I think that's quite cool.
You should introduce her to like Scribble Hub or AO3, which is it's called Archive of Our Own. It's where people can just like publicly publish whatever they want.
Yeah, but there might be things on there that
supervision,
have to be careful.
With adult supervision.
Yes.
Yeah, most things are properly tagged for whether they're for kids
I'm sure
or
they
not.
have things to be like child writer, don't be inappropriate. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, but I thought it was very cool. You're talking about your friends writing the story. I was like,
oh, these are my friends.
I thought they were on your Discord.
No. So my friends introduced me to it. Okay, so this Discord is like the Discord of a famous kind of like a semi-famous author. So there's like 1,000 people in there.
Got it. Okay.
But I have talked to one of the authors of this book, actually. So I have spoken to one of the authors. So
I just thought it was very neat. Like I did not expect to wake up Rowan for school to have her tell me that she's a literary genius because of her dreams.
That's so cool. I love it.
All right. Are you guys ready? Because I have a list.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Brian, what's nerdy with you?
All right. What's nerdy with me is, number one, my Minecraft server started a soft reset where we all left our gear at our bases and went off to an island, and we've all been playing together as castaways.
Nice.
Item number 2. I planted several trees in our backyard, including a dappled willow.
You too? What the fuck?
Yeah. And spilled wine and a rose of Sharon.
Plant trees.
No.
That's so good. That's so good.
I was thrown for a loop in my Pathfinder game when my players jumped on every single freaking thing we said, and now they are in Roderick's Cove instead of Riddleport, and it had nothing to do with anything I had planned. Because it's
Pathfinder, that happens.
There was a mission they weren't doing, and someone they knew took the mission, and they immediately went, we have to go and stop them because they might get hurt. And they ended up beating them there, and they're taking the job out from under them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I spent a lot of time, my laptop is physically breaking, and I spent a lot of time troubleshooting it. The hinge is busting. I can't close it anymore.
Sounds like time for an upgrade, my man.
I haven't had it that long, so it kind of sucks.
Is it still under warranty?
I'll check.
Because it's still under warranty.
I bought it from Costco, so I can probably...
Yeah, they've got a really good warranty.
Yeah.
Exchange it.
Hell, if they're still available, they'll probably just hand you a new one.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
We went to the best store I've ever been to in Portland called City Liquidators. They had a...
Wait, you bought a City? Cheap?
The store is a liquidation store, but it's the coolest store I've ever been in. I don't know how I've managed to live here this long without going to this place.
Liquidation
How much do they want for
cool.
Atlantis?
They had a full-sized glider hanging from the ceiling.
Liquidation stores are so cool. They're so cool.
Yeah.
You mean like full body airplane glider or like hang glider?
Full bottle airplane glider.
Oh, okay. I believe it.
That's
crazy. They
That's
had several home bars made out of the sides of airplanes.
Yeah.
So fucking cool, man.
Yeah. We bought a standing desk there, and then I had to go back there because we bought a chair there too, and the chair failed. So I got to experience the fastest turnaround time I've ever had on a return. I was in the store for less than 2 minutes. It was quite amazing.
That's cool. Wow, this place sounds amazing.
So
This place sounds awesome.
I leaned into nerdy things this week.
Yeah, great job.
So that's me, and it is time for voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 widgets. Special Mikey, you have 6 widgets. Who gets them?
Erica gets 2. David gets 1.
All right.
Áine gets the rest.
All right.
You know, it's weird. You're here. I haven't done it in a while, but normally I would steal your votes and give them to other people.
Oh yeah, we have like stealing and shit now.
Yeah, I got yelled at for it, so I stopped.
Erica, you're up.
I'm gonna
Wait. I have a really old negative widget. Does that still count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no!
No negative widgets can be used in the game.
No, but the reverse Uno can.
the reverse Uno.
I am going to give 4 widgets to Mikey because I think that's awesome. Being somebody who spent a lot of time in the hospital once. And then I'm going to give, let me see, 2 to Brian because he planted trees.
Yay, trees!
I have a soft spot for trees and children.
There we go.
David.
Oh, I give 3 of mine to Special Mikey, and I give the other 2 to Erica. She knows why. I'm marking 2 off.
Áine.
Okay, I'm gonna give 3 to Mikey because I like it. I like doing the nerdy stuff, doing what nerdy stuff you could do while you're sick. That's cool. Like you're still repping the nerd cred. I respect it. And then I'm gonna do something I've never done. But I'm going to give the other 3 to me. And the reason why is because this is about a trans woman celebrating other trans women. Trans solidarity.
I appreciate that.
These 3 points go to the authors. It's them.
Awesome.
So originally I
Makes you less of a terrible person. Congratulations.
Yeah. Originally I was going to give all of mine to Mikey. Unfortunately, someone screwed that up.
I'm sorry.
So Rowan is getting 6 widgets.
Whoa, Rowan!
But Mikey wins.
Yay! Yeah, just tell me a good date, buddy, and I'll drive those widgets over.
I think this is the first time I've ever actually won.
I don't think you have.
I don't think so.
They're excited to see you. Just let me know when's good for you, and I'll drive them over.
Oh yeah, I'm down for it. Sorry.
I think it's the best time to visit.
We get to save on postage.
We should visit one of these days and do like an in-person episode again.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
We could all jam into one phone.
Okay, well, I have to go, everyone. I'm sorry.
No. Bye, Áine.
Bye, Áine.
I'll introduce myself real quick, I guess. I'll do the thing.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Áine. I'm one of the original hosts from forever ago. I started the podcast as a man, but I am a trans woman now. And
July 2016.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. It's gonna be 10 years then.
Yeah. Mikey, July 2016.
Yeah, next year will be 10 years we've been doing this.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh god. Well, yeah, so I guess a lot of my nerdy stuff is gaming. I've been getting really back into reading and writing, which is cool. So I've been doing a lot more of that, actually, a lot less gaming, but I still game. And
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
You also are our resident deep web rabbit hole person.
That's
yeah,
true.
I do kind of go down weird rabbit holes. Oh yeah.
Well,
For sure.
since we stopped having a reporter in the field section.
Oh yeah, you were original multiversal field reporter when that was still trendy. We did it first.
Yeah, the health insurance
Marvel.
claims got to be excessive.
I feel like my new job now, my new role now is like trans correspondent. I feed trans culture to you guys.
Absolutely.
I live trans culture. So.
That's true. No, that's true. That's fair. You're a part of the culture.
There's experiential like for your journey, and then there's Erica with family and experience. It's a whole different frame of mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of it.
Well, bye everyone. Stay nerdy, stay informed, and stay awesome.
Bye.
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 So yeah, that's where I was at that whole time,
Yay, time travel.
I just flew like through there, and it was really weird. The glaciers are beautiful. If most of them are actually blue.
If you missed that story, we had to cut it because of the names he dropped. I'm sorry.
We just said goodbye to Áine, and then all of a sudden, what is going on?
You should be paying closer attention. I don't know what to tell you.
Inside information. I had to leave the room and go get my parrot. So
I told us you had to pee, you lying fuck.
I had to pee too, but I also got the parrot. Well, the reason why I'm mentioning the parrot is so I can go. If you want to see the parrot on video, you can go to patreon.com/nerdpodcastradio and sign up as our patron level at least $3. And
for Áine's video debut.
Yeah.
And you want to
Castiel. My parrot's name is Castiel, Mikey.
Oh, I love that so much. Does he drink whole liquor stores?
He's a Goffin's cockatoo, and and he just did a somersault for the first time when I went to get him.
Oh my goodness, that's so awesome!
Yeah, he spun all the way underneath his perch and back up, but he's been grumpy because the dog got in trouble in front of him the other day, and he's been in a bad mood ever since.
Because he feels bad for the dog?
No, he wasn't the one that didn't get to tell the dog off.
Because the dog got yelled at in front of him. And if you show negative emotion in front of a parrot, they can be grumpy for days.
That's worse than someone that's bipolar.
Yeah, because he's only 3 and he's not emotionally developed, and he's a bird, and it's different than other pets. And Goffin cockatoos are like the most difficult parrot to have, and we didn't know that when we got him.
I'm sure he's amazing though.
They're as smart as chimpanzees.
I mean, look at the plumage.
I love that. Yeah, I've always thought they were beautiful.
Yeah, I will never have one of those.
Lovely bird, beautiful plumage.
What is the reference?
Birds, so.
I'm more of a fan of the Norwegian blue myself.
What is the reference?
The Parrot Shop sketch, moron. Come on.
Oh, well, it wasn't the normal quote that people say when they.
You're right. It wasn't.
Shop.
It's called subtlety.
Yeah, I don't remember. I haven't watched it in forever. You do a Monty Python sketch.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a nerd.
All I think is I don't like spam.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Okay, so the other day, Lee wanted to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and she convinced Rowan to watch it with us.
Awesome.
And now Rowan is absolutely obsessed with it.
Yes. Another one is born.
Another one is
born. He's like, I don't understand.
And then everybody pulls their widgets from Mikey and gives them to Rowan, and Rowan wins.
You have done your
duty. I will hand over whatever was given. Gladly. Oh,
I'll let Rowan know she won.
No, last time we gave Rowan a widget, the cat got to it, and it wasn't good.
So
apparently the issue Grapes does.
So Mikey, while you are strong enough to be here,
okay,
who are you, and why are you a nerd, and what makes you a nerd, and how are you here, and blah blah blah.
I am Special Mikey. I am one of the original hosts. I was there at episode 1. Life has taken me in a lot of different directions, fatherhood, my career. So I haven't been present as much, but I've always been lurking in the shadows.
Well, we did that already. We wanted to know what kind of nerdy stuff you're into.
Wait, you actually listen to the show?
I
thought I was the only host that listened to the show.
Mikey, do the eyebrow wiggle again. I love that. That was great.
What makes me nerdy is I am an insane history nerd. I love history. I also geek out with reading. I nerd out with. I've been trying to get back into writing. So far it's been journals, but it's a start for me. I've always had a love for collecting things. I have many different collections. I have a wall with pop vinyls. I have my Pokemon cards back again.
Nice.
And I am a massive Western nerd. And I will never be ashamed of that. And Tombstone should be on your guys' watch list forever and a day, and it should actually happen.
I love Tombstone. I've always.
Oh, me too. Love that movie.
But I don't really watch other Westerns. I will say that.
Oh, there are a lot of really good ones.
There are so many really good ones. Young Guns 1 and 2 is amazing. A good old-fashioned John Wayne one that's just fun is McClintock.
I mean, we had such a long stretch in pop culture that Western was king.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
probably a good 40, 50 years where Westerns were the mainstay.
Yep, you couldn't go a year without at least one Western hitting a silver screen.
Blazing Saddles was kind of put the end on Western. They realized that, oh yeah, no, everything's a Western. We need to stop that.
I want to guess.
A beautiful send off.
Oh yeah.
I want to guess at what kind of books Mikey likes. Have you read Cormac McCarthy?
No.
You would probably like Cormac McCarthy. He wrote Blood Meridian.
I've heard of that book, and I've actually thought about reading it. So that's good to know. So take one more guess on something you think I've read.
You were telling me about this Western series you read, but I can't remember it. And you had read the original. Was it you that had read the original book that Die Hard was based on? The Elmore Leonard book?
I think it was on my wish list to read.
Yeah, because you were talking, because you had just seen Jackie Brown, the Tarantino movie, and you were talking about reading the original books.
Yeah, and then I can tell you my favorite Western author is and always will be Louis L'Amour.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep, he will always be one of my kings.
Have you read the Dark Tower series?
I have. I enjoy those books very much.
I can't wait.
Mike Flanagan is adapting them into a series.
Again?
They're really doing that?
Yep.
They're really going to do that?
Again?
Mike Flanagan. The guy who made Doctor Sleep is adapting it into a series.
They did that like 10 years ago, and it didn't
the movie,
go anywhere.
Not a series.
They tried to do it to a TV series. It didn't do very well.
That series
when did
on
they
Netflix,
make Dark
Brian?
Tower into a series?
It was a Netflix thing. It was a few years ago.
They never did it on Netflix.
No, it was movies. It was no.
Oh, it was movies? Oh, never mind.
There was a Matthew McConaughey movie a while back, but no, right now Mike Flanagan is doing it.
I remember 2 or 3 movies that came out that were all in that universe. Had common characters, but I don't know.
They're called Stephen King movies.
Midnight Mass. Mike Flanagan did Midnight Mass on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was so fucking good.
Nice.
Basically it was announced that Mike Flanagan was going to do it a year ago, and he's interviewed a few times and said it's a slow progress, but it will happen.
Oh, that's actually reassuring. Because it's not we're trying to get there. It's actually we're getting it going. Slow is better than dead. Slow is better than dead.
Yeah, like Henry Cavill's been working on the Warhammer series for like 3 years or something like that.
That is a hard one to contact. Oh, he's adamant that it is still moving forward.
Yeah, they're moving. He's pushing it through with all his might.
Well, there's also a 2-year stint where for the Highlander one before it started having good movement. So
yeah.
He can move it. I believe in him.
It's so nice to have a powerful nerd in the movie universe.
Right?
Do what we can. He does what he can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's such inspiration. He's like, I'm going to build my own PC. Well, everything's the way it is. I was like, this man is amazing. And then I found out he has a Custodes army. I was like, beat still my fluttering aphib heart. He's a beautiful thing to have on our side.
Agreed.
But actually, with books right now, my wife got me a special edition of The Hobbit that's illustrated and actually comes with a rune key.
Wow,
and she got me
the illustrations that Tolkien did.
Yes,
that's awesome.
I want one of those. Yeah.
He has one. It has one of. It's a. Of course, it's all like printed into the book, but it actually has his first drawing of Gandalf at Bag End sitting at
hunched over the table.
Bilbo's door. Yeah, no, Bilbo's door.
The door when he's leaning down to rap.
It's great. So I'm actually reading that, and then she also got me a special edition of all 3 Lord of the Rings in a single binding, and I'm going to read that when I'm done with The Hobbit.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. One time I looked up because I was like, I wonder what an original print of The Hobbit would cost.
Like a first edition.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, easily. I'm sure.
It was $30,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram. He owns a rare bookstore in Provo, Utah. It's called Moon's Rare Books. He has everything from like first edition King James Bibles to first edition first edition UK Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I think his most expensive Hobbit, I think it's probably around. I think it's like 35,000, something like that. He recently just posted that he got a full set. First American impression hardbacks of all 3 Lord of the Rings, and fair condition and they're on sale for $3,920. And I'm just like, if I had the money, I would get my hands on this.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
Neither do I, but it's beautiful to think about.
Not to throw
But
around
he's-
on something like that, yeah.
His
I'm
books
sure
are
I could put it
my
on a
bucket
credit
list.
card and then cry about it later, but
Yeah, that's my thought. It's like I could put that on a card that I and just not think about it until the bill shows.
So I have a little bit of personal information about Lord of the Rings, and I don't know if I've ever shared it on the show before. I've never finished it.
Okay.
I made it
you
half.
and Chris both.
I made it halfway through Two Towers, and just it wasn't like I didn't like put it down on purpose. I just put it down and something distracted me.
Well, because the
and
first
picked it
part of
back
Two
up.
Towers is half the story, and the second part of Two Towers is the other half of the story. So if you got halfway through Two Towers, you read one part of the continuation of the story.
You literally made it halfway.
Isn't that true about any book?
No, because this one, it literally cuts in two places and stuff happens simultaneously.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's the first half that talks about Merry, Pippin, the rest of them, and Rohan and Helm's Deep and all that. And then there's the other one that follows Frodo and Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cuts right there.
It's a literal split.
It literally split. There are two completely separate books. It's actually not one book. It's two books. It's book 3
I'll
and
have
book
to
4.
pick it up again. I think I was
They run
trying
in
to read it.
parallel timelines, is what it is. It's running in parallel.
Yeah, they are. They run at the same time. And it references events that you can tell when they happen in both sides. So
Yeah, I think I was trying to read it when I was a little bit too young for it, and I got bored. And I think I got really excited about it because I really liked The Hobbit.
yeah,
And I was only like 9.
No.
So
Yeah, Return of the King does the same thing until the end. When they all join again, then it begins telling the whole story once again.
Oh, I remember what distracted me. I picked up Lloyd Alexander's books, the Black Cauldron books.
That'll happen.
Oh,
They're a lot more action-packed.
yeah.
That's fair.
I'll give that to you. That's fair.
Erica, you've never had the opportunity to do an introduction because you weren't here for the first episode.
Yeah, that's because I'm not a nerd.
Okay, moving on. David. No, Erica.
Liar!
Who are you? What are you into?
Whoop, whoop. Someone hit the liar alarm. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, in fairness, and I know we've mentioned this a few times, but for those that don't know, I'm not an original from the first episode host because my brother, Brian, came to my wedding in August, which is like a month after you guys started doing this, and was like, hey, I started a podcast with some friends and you should listen to it. And I was like, cool, I'll do that. And then I listened to it. And then what ended up happening is every time I would listen to it, I would immediately call him and say, you were wrong. You forgot about this. This isn't right. And all of these things. And I think it was like the 5th time I called you. You were like, why don't you just get on the podcast? And I was like, oh, I guess I could do that.
And we had this giant argument about her not being a nerd, where Erica knows more about the X-Men than most people.
Which is good knowledge to have.
What'd you say, Mikey? I didn't hear you.
Good knowledge to have. Very good knowledge to have.
Yeah. Well, I've never considered myself a nerd until Brian said, yes, you are. Because to me, all of the things I like are just the things that I like. I never categorized it. I never categorized myself. He's the one that put a label on me.
I think it's because the nerd label tends to be associated with fringe, and you've never had any qualms about declaring what you liked or shame about it at all, because you were one of those people who, if you had an invisible tattoo on your forehead that said no regrets. Because it was your like
shamed into playing Magic in the library so you wouldn't get picked on by the jocks.
Yeah.
No, I never hit anything. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, your mission statement was, I boldly declare what I like, and if you have a problem with it, I will break your nose.
Yeah, which I did do a few times. So yeah.
Which is
I'm not violent anymore, though. I'm nice now. But yes, at one time I was, I don't know. I told you guys the story of the captain of the football team in high school. Did I tell you guys that story?
I've heard it, but
I know you've
heard it.
I don't think I have.
No.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
my freshman year of high school, I was having lunch with my friend Jennifer, and I got up to go get my lunch, and it was a very healthy 90s lunch, which was the Dr. Pepper and Hostess cupcakes. And
Lunch of champions.
so I came back to my seat, and this football player was sitting there talking to my friend. He was trying to chat her up. She's really gorgeous. And I was like, hey, you're in my seat. And he looked at me, being the tiny 5 foot. I don't even think I was 5'2" at that point. I think it was only 5 foot in like 103 pounds soaking wet. And looked at me and goes, find a different chair. And I went, no, you're going to move because that is where I was sitting. And he turned his back on me. And he was like trying to be cool. So he had like the chair tilted back, right? Like his feet up on the table. And so I kicked the chair out from under him.
Nice.
And then I kicked him in the face. And then he ran away crying and he never talked to me again. It was great.
Rock
and
and
I got
roll.
my chair back. Yeah.
And you got suspended for that, right?
Now remind me, what was the age?
Oh, I was 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got suspended for that, right?
Oh, no, the principal loved me. He said I had spunk.
Wow.
You have to remember the decade that it happened.
It was in the 90s.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the 90s,
It was
you're getting
before
high five.
Columbine. It was before all of that. Yeah. So, okay, so I guess I'm supposed to talk about the things that I like.
I mean, I guess.
What don't I like? That's the real question. I like.
Okay, that covers it.
Romance.
I don't like romance. I don't like romance books. I don't like romance movies. That's all bullshit. And nobody should ever spend time
Don't buy into it. No, don't buy into it.
Yeah, don't buy into it.
Last time I tried to watch something romantic, I laughed.
They are funny. That's
like,
kind of the reason why I read them.
So I play D&D. I play Pathfinder. I play Magic. I play lots and lots of video games. I've been playing video games since like 19. Well, I mean, if you don't count Nintendo DS, if you talk just PC, like 1993, 94, I played XCOM. It was one of the first video games I ever played on a PC. I've been playing D&D since I was 9. I garden. I don't know if gardening's nerdy. I think a lot of people garden.
What was your first role-playing game?
Gardening can be nerdy. Don't even.
Was your first role-playing game D&D?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My first one was D&D.
Was it advanced?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She won D&D, and it was advanced.
I read tons of books. I read about a book a week. Right now I'm on the 11th book of the Wheel of Time series. So yeah, I'm almost there. The finish line. It's so good though. It doesn't even feel like a slog or anything. Like it's just so good. It's just a lot. It's a very complicated world. I love fantasy. I read some sci-fi. I love horror books. I love horror movies. Like Brian said, Marvel, DC comics. My dad had tons of them when I was a kid, and we didn't have television, so I went through and I read all of them.
I have a quick elaboration question for you.
Yeah.
Have you been as scared of a horror movie since we saw The Ring when it came out?
No, I've never been that scared. No.
I know, listeners, The Ring is an objectively unscary horror movie, but for some reason, when Erica and I saw it, we thought we were going to die.
Yeah. It was. No, I've never seen. Yeah.
Well, we were staying at a haunted apartment.
We were staying in a haunted apartment.
I was halfway through the previews and the drugs began to take hold.
We were not on drugs.
They were living in backcountry.
I mean, I think it had something to do with the fact that we did not pay to see that movie.
We didn't?
Thief! So congratulations,
No, we
you
did
just
not.
admitted a misdemeanor theft on.
You don't remember that?
Did we snuck in, didn't we?
You wanted to. The door was open, and you dragged me in, and I did not want to. And it was the first and only time I have ever done that.
That's funny because
this is long past the statute of limitations on this.
Allegedly.
The only movie I ever snuck into was the movie Signs. And that movie, the first time watching it, I think it was 8th grade, 9th grade, maybe? No, 8th grade. We snuck in to see it, and that movie terrified me at the time.
You know, with a sample size of 2, I can say that proves that if you snuck into a horror movie, it enhances the experience.
Because I watched that movie like 4 years later, and I was like, oh, okay. Didn't get me at all.
You know what? I live in a gray area. I really do. My husband has the same issue. He's like, no, but we have to follow the rules. And I'm like, who's it going to hurt? It's fine.
But there are rules. When we do not follow the rules, society collapses.
Yeah, and I'm just like, rules. It's
There are
fine.
some rules that are okay being broken.
9, how dare you?
Exactly. That's why it's a gray area. There are some rules
9
that
is
you
for
can
Button.
break.
Yes, I am with you. There's a gray area with some rules.
I'm also a music nerd. That's the other thing.
That's a beautiful thing to be a nerd.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to be when you can see the music.
It's true. I can't see the music, so.
Oh yeah,
But
because what is it called?
I have time-space synesthesia. My brain is all sorts of wired wrong.
Well, wired different.
Wired amazingly.
Wired differently, not wrong.
There's a difference in wiring. Your schematic just came from the other side of the plane.
Yes, upside down. It's from Australia.
Well, there's the prototype schematic,
Yeah.
the concept schematic.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Somebody put the beta test out too soon.
proof of concept.
You marked that one beta program, right? No, that's an alpha 4 release send. Ooh, that's gonna be a very interesting person.
I don't think you forgot anything. If I was put like gun to head, like what does Erica collect? I would probably say mermaids and fairies.
No, I gave all of those to Lee like about 7 years ago. Funny enough.
Yeah, but they're still in your house. It's not like you threw them away.
No, I didn't throw them away.
You didn't get rid of your mermaid painting.
No, the kids destroyed it.
Oh no, that was nice.
No.
It was, yeah.
That is one of the collateral things that happens as a parent nerd. Your stuff is not sacred.
There's a reason why I keep most of my nerdy stuff in my walk-in closet now.
Well, this is a huge painting. I couldn't keep it in the walk-in closet. It was on the wall in the dining room.
I mean, you could have. You just didn't try very hard.
It got knocked over, and when it fell, it like cracked, and the paint flaked off, and it was like it was a bunch of shit. Yeah, like I tried to have it repaired. It was not repairable, so
that's why you mount them on the ceiling.
Man, my kids when that starship came home from the hospital, they were looking at it like, I could totally just throw that right now. Which is funny because both my daughters like to do Lego sets, so it's like you look at it like vultures, but you have your own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Brian, I don't think. I collect vinyl still. That's the one thing I still collect. I still collect vinyl.
There's going to be tons of stuff we can't think of because I think you're one of the nerdiest people I know, let alone someone who doesn't claim to be. Yeah, I mean, hell, you introduced me to the Dresden Files.
I know, but we're back to I just like things. Like I never think about the context of the thing.
Actually, speaking of vinyl, I got to ask my dad if he still has his original pressings of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Ooh, yeah. Remember you told me about that forever ago.
Yeah, I wonder if he still has them.
Hold on. I got to turn on the light. I have to go get my vinyls and show you guys, what my husband got me for my birthday. Or not my birthday, Mother's Day. My birthday's next week. And
okay, don't take too long because David and I still need to go.
I won't. Hold on.
Hi, guys.
In the meantime,
I have been at the corner of my eye watching Castiel behind me through the camera, just having a ball while Erica was talking. He's swinging from the top of the cage.
I thought I saw him doing that when I looked over at your screen a couple times. I thought that's what I saw. You know, the thing is, I actually finally got a really nice roll top desk that I dreamed of.
Nice.
And I'm sitting on my couch with my legs reclined because I have to put my legs up there when my blood pressure gets too low.
Right.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. First, we're going to start with the things I found.
Oh, nice. Mad Max soundtrack.
Mad Max soundtrack on vinyl. Is that original?
Oh, Beyond Thunderdome. Wow.
Yes.
Oh my! It's the Beyond Thunderdome one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is it the score, or does it have the Tina Turner stuff on it?
No, it's the Tina Turner. It's the original motion soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
It's an original pressing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
For $8.
Nice.
$8?
$8.
Oh, that's a steal.
I know. Okay. And then I found...
Ooh, Camelot.
Oh, my God.
The one with Richard Harris?
Yeah, the old one.
God, I haven't seen that in forever.
I love this movie. Love it.
Dude.
So,
Is that the one with all the rape in it?
No,
No.
that's Excalibur.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wrong movie.
wrong movie.
Apologies.
All right. So those were my finds. And then here's what my husband got me for Mother's Day.
Nice.
Nice.
Perfect.
Ooh, that was the tour that you went to see him.
No, that was reality.
Oh, okay.
So
Low was right
he
before.
got me. This is from what is called his Berlin time. So there's a 3-album series from his time in Berlin where he recorded these. So it's Low.
Ooh.
Heroes.
He got you the whole
Yes.
kit. Very nice.
He got me all 3
That's awesome.
and Lodger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one before.
So I'm so excited. I love.
I've only heard of that one.
His Berlin music is my favorite. Like, there's so much great music that he did, like, just fantastic. But the Berlin series is my absolute favorite series. So I'm very excited about it. Okay, that's it. That's my nerdy things. David, how about you?
Well, I'm not one of the original hosts either. Everyone here actually knows my name though, because
you were the most recently added host.
Yeah, I'm also the only one that didn't get a nickname.
He's David Theobald.
Yep. Last one added, never got a nickname. Nope. Got a fucking doxed the very first time I came on this show.
Well, before you came on the show, we were saying your whole name before because we're awful and countless people.
Oh, I remember.
I think we even said maybe we shouldn't have done that. Oh well, like
I want to say, David, that I thought that was a name that they made up. I didn't know it was your real name until late.
That is 100% my legal name.
For record, I was like, oh, like,
yep.
Like, actually, like, that's a good nickname.
I want to know. I will have to say it had to do with a little bit of a mental glitch, because the reason why your name kept coming up is because I was looking at the viewer stats and your name kept showing up on the viewer stats.
Yeah,
but the viewer stats were showing your whole name. So every single time I went into the stats, which was daily, I would see David Theobald III. So then we'd do the episodes, and that was what was in my head.
Beautiful.
No, but I was a listener. I knew Brian through Strategicon. We met because of the Pathfinder Society. He GM'd the first game of Pathfinder I ever played.
Cool. I think he GM'd the first game of Pathfinder I ever played too.
And didn't we make you a permanent host on episode 100?
I was guest during the extravaganza that was episode 100 when we did the pepper eating. And then I believe it was it was a few episodes later that I became a permanent host.
We still talk about that incident.
Oh yeah.
Brian was never the same after he spoiled Mikey's bathroom.
Yeah.
I was so sick that I didn't remember that I left the bathroom vomity, and I didn't clean it up. I didn't realize that. I was told that more than a year later.
I mean, we're in the middle of a epic game of epic spell wars, and Brian just stands up, turns, and practically runs into the bathroom.
I didn't realize he walked away until I was like, "Hey, where's Brian?"
And it did not go straight down. It went in all directions. It was really bad.
Well, he did that door spin.
I don't know if you have ever thrown up habaneros.
I have not.
It is extremely unpleasant.
I can imagine.
And I think that I disassociated while it was happening because I was shocked when I was told that I left vomit all over the bathroom. I was shocked. I did not know I did that.
Yeah, that was a fun party.
And I feel terrible 7 years later. Dear God.
Well, if you go in that bathroom on certain days, it still smells like habanero vomit. No, I'm kidding.
There's still spicy days. There's still spicy days.
I'm so happy
it's haunted by the ghost of my stomach.
Well, all right. I wanted to stay on for Brian's and the rest of David's, but I gotta let you go, guys.
No worries. Mikey,
no
always
worries,
a pleasure to see you, buddy.
Right.
Hit me up.
To see you, Mikey.
You take care, man. Get rest.
For sure. And I love you guys, and I will definitely be there. I will keep lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We got to do board games or something one of these days. Hit me up.
Agreed. We need to, especially because my kids are getting into board games too.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it. All right, man.
Oh yeah, my daughters love them. They're Flux fanatics.
Awesome.
I'll hit you up the next time I'm down in Cali, dude.
That sounds beautiful. I love all you guys, and I will talk to you very soon.
Bye, buddy.
And always, stay nerdy, stay informed, and stay awesome.
All right, he's out of here. Let's party. No, I'm kidding.
So I got to share that Mikey came up with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was never me. So if you want to go back and listen to the early episodes, that was
he
Mikey's
was originally the big host.
Time.
So
yeah,
you were the color man, and
it is funny that when we started, it was like a lot of everything was split, and I kind of started doing everything.
Yeah,
it really did turn into that, didn't it? So David.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're still talking about me. I have been a nerd for a very long time. I saw Star Wars for the first time when I was 8, and they re-released a special. Sadly, I wasn't old enough. I am the youngest on the entire crew, so it doesn't always sound like it, but yes, I am the youngest person in this group of hosts.
Are you younger than Mikey?
I am 38. I will be 39 in August.
I don't know how old Mikey is.
I'm pretty sure Mikey's at least a year older.
Oh, okay. Because I know he was only he was 18 when I met him, which would have been 2007.
Oh, maybe I am older than him because I was 18 in 2005 or 2004.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I am older than. Damn. All right. Yeah. Well, he's a guest now. It doesn't count. And the host. I'm the youngest host. I've been doing Strategicon for going on. Let's see. This was 20. Let's see. I was 13, so this was my 25th year doing Strategicons. I've been doing that 3 times a year for most of the years of my entire life.
Every time you say that, it's just incredible that you have this legacy. You're a legacy visitor to Strategicon.
Right. I know several people that run the thing to the point of where I spend more time saying hi to people than I do like playing games sometimes.
My first one was in 2012, and I pretty much went to all of them till 2018, and then I moved.
I missed 3 or 4 of the years we were going to Fanime up in San Jose on Memorial Day weekend, but other than that, I was at Strategicon every single time. Yep, I am that kind of nerd.
I don't have that kind of commitment to anything.
I'm that kind of nerd. I mean, I used to go to Cal State Long Beach's anime club to hang out with them and watch anime. I wasn't going to Cal State Long Beach at the time. I was just going to hang out at the club. I wasn't actually a student.
I don't think I don't group.
I mean, I was a student at Cal State Fullerton, but I was going to Long Beach for their anime club.
Oh, that's where my sister went. She went to Cal State Fullerton.
Oh, yeah. I went there for 2 years. Go
Titans. I don't think both you and Brian group with people. I don't do that. I just do my own thing. And then if other people want to do the thing with me, they're welcome to join me. But I never tried to I don't really go to cons unless my kids want to go. I don't really I just do my own.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I hate doing shit on my own. I'd much rather do it with someone. So when I have somebody to do something with, hell yeah, let's go. But
I'm an introvert.
I want to be, and I am. Unfortunate, I am. But when I lived with other people, we'd go do shit all the time. But
you realize
all my friends that I do stuff with moved away, and I don't do anything anymore. I go to work. Back when I worked, I'd go to work. And
I want to be very, very clear. I am not an introvert or an extrovert. I am both.
Yeah.
Because
You're an introvert.
I do things on my own and love doing things on my own. And I like going to do things with people. But honestly, I'm not going to let being alone stop me from going to the movies. I love going to the movies by myself. But if people want to go, I'm happy. I'll see a movie 4 times if people want to see it.
I never try to put plans together. If I get invited to something, I'll be okay, I'll go. But I'm never I have to actively be around people.
I plan a lot of things, especially I'm going on a trip or something. I'll actually plan things. It's all right, we're gonna go. We're gonna leave here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We don't have to. The time frame can be very fluid, but there are things I want to. There are points I want to hit, and by God, I'm gonna hit them. But
I do that too. But all of my trips are with my kids.
Yeah.
So
even my friends, when we're going to Vegas, they're all man, you always, you marshal everything and you get everyone moving, and it's let's go. What are we sitting here for?
That sounds like fun. I want to go on a trip with you, David, because then I could just be like, I'm just going to do whatever David says. It's fine.
When I think of David,
we'll drive somewhere.
When I think of David with nerdy things, I think of Star Wars, anime, WoW, Strategicon.
I play Magic. I do. I do miniatures. I play 40K. I do all kinds of shit. That's another one of the problems is I do so much shit. I am paralyzed by choice sometimes, where I end up not doing anything because I have so many choices of stuff to do.
I just do whatever I'm in the mood for. I never get paralyzed with choice. I'm just always like,
oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I in the mood for? Oh, that sounds good. I guess I'll do that.
It's kind of why I haven't painted anything in a while. I've got so much shit to paint now. I would have to clear out a space somewhere to actually do the painting, and that's too big of a hassle and opens too many cans of worms that I don't even want to get into it because it's like I'm gonna have to do this then, and I'm gonna have to do this, and I'm gonna have to do this, and
yeah, it's probably the reason I'm always reading at least 2 different books at any given point. So if I don't. If I'm like, nah, I'm not interested in that, nah, or, that's fun and I like it, but I'm not really in the mood for that book. So now I'll read this book and I bounce back and forth. I do the same thing with video games. I bounce back and forth. I'm playing XCOM 2 and
XCOM 2 is so hard.
Oh, I know.
I kept getting fucked so hard in XCOM 2. I quit playing. It got to the point of where I didn't even want to play anymore.
No, if you're getting fucked too hard, then you're playing triple XCOM 2.
But
no, that's just the nature of XCOM. When I go in to play it, I'm just like, I know at some point I'm gonna get frustrated and I'm gonna walk away because I'm gonna get my ass handed to me 5 different ways. That's
when you reload and replay a game and do different things and die the same way every time, it's like, okay, this is shit's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I think I'm just used to the punishment since it was the first PC game I ever played.
No, fair enough.
I was used to the punishment. I'm like, okay.
I played a different version of XCOM. It was called Silent Scope, and it was a World War II version of that kind of game.
Oh, okay.
And it was very well done.
No, I always am doing multiple things. So, David, I do not share your paralyzed by choice. I just go, what am I in the mood for? I guess I'll go do that.
I mean, sadly, I wasn't able to go. I mean, one of the biggest things I do, first off, I hate crowds, yet I love working at Ren Fair. I love going to Strategicon. It's a small con. I can't stand the thought of going to a huge crowd of people. Going to Disneyland honestly terrifies me. I want to go. I haven't been in years. I want to go check out the Star Wars land and everything. I've never seen it. I can't do it. I want to, but getting someone else to go with me. Again, I don't want to go alone. So getting someone else to go with me, spend the $450 to get into the damn thing or whatever it costs now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't love crowds, but you know what helps a lot? Ativan.
God,
my only drug is herbal. The only drug I use for it is herbal.
You wanna hear a crazy thing about Disneyland?
Sure.
When I was a kid, they ran a promotion. So I think at the time, yeah. If you lived in Southern California, it was $25 to go to Disneyland.
They did that in the early '90s, I think. They were trying to drive up local business because
and
no one was going.
For a normal ticket, it was like 60?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like normal inflation considering how expensive it is now. But you
had to show proof that you lived in certain zip codes to qualify.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a jogging trail that goes around Disneyland?
Sidewalk.
Yeah, my mom lived in Anaheim for a little while and she ran on the jogging trail around Disneyland.
Yeah, it's mostly sidewalk, but yeah, there is a part of it that goes a little au natural.
Yeah, where you go underneath the monorail where the monorail goes outside the edge of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it when they did that $25. We got to go I would have never been able to go had they not done that. It was great.
Yeah, last time I went to Disneyland, they had just put Indiana Jones had only been there about a year or so. That was the newest thing that was there. I haven't been to Disneyland since. I haven't been on new. I haven't been on new Star. I haven't been on new Star Tours. I haven't seen Star Wars Land. I haven't done a lot of shit.
I think
my favorite was Toontown. Toontown was
awesome.
Favorite.
The Roger Rabbit ride was amazing.
I think they were revamping Star Tours the last time I was there.
One of my favorite things of theming in that entire place is the Toontown queue.
I haven't been to a theme park period since I went to Kings Island with Erica.
I went to Knott's Berry Farms a few times, but
yeah,
I'm just not a rides guy. Theme parks don't have the same draw to me as they do other people.
yeah.
I love roller coasters.
Yeah, no thanks.
Lee was like what, like 9 or 10 when we went.
Yeah. No, not 10. I wasn't pregnant with Rowan yet, so she had to be 9.
Yeah, I mean, if I had friends that went all the time, I'm sure I'd go, but the friends I know that live around here are all struggling people like I am and can't afford that kind of expense. So
Fair.
Oh, I better go before we run out of time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry, Brian. Why are you nerdy?
Yeah, so I'm a huge nerd. Brian,
okay, so I've talked about this a lot, but I'm gonna dig back to like where I haven't really shared before, because if you listen to the first episode, you'll hear different. But so when I was 5, my mom used to take me to the school she taught at and let me play with the Commodore 64. And I fell in love with computers and was absolutely obsessed with them all through high school, but we could never afford to get one. So I bought
cheap handies behind the gas station.
I bought and borrowed every book I could on computers.
She got it.
And became super self-taught and like intense, and then went to college for it after, and bought my first computer with a CD my grandfather opened for me when I was born. And
you mean a financial CD? Okay, I thought you meant a disc. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, a certificate of deposit.
Yeah, it took me a second, but I got it.
And I'm an IT technician, and I've been playing D&D since I was 12. I'm best friends with the guy who GM'd me, and what else?
Yeah, you beat me on the age, Mr. I've been playing since I was 12. I see how it is.
I collected comic books from when I was 5 to however old I was when the Clone Saga happened with Spider-Man. I was one of those kids that went, fuck comic books. I'm not reading any of them anymore because they screwed up Spider-Man. And then I traded my entire comic book collection for Magic cards. And then I sold my Magic cards in high school and fleeced freshmen and got hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that. That was part of the money I used to buy the computer.
Nice.
And then I had my commons and my lands, and I gave them to a friend, and they were really happy I gave them to him. But when I started my senior year in high school, I was like, boy, I'm spending way too much money on Magic. I just need to quit this. And started talking to freshmen, and they were like, we will give you hundreds of dollars for these cards that are not worth hundreds of dollars.
And you went, okay.
I gave my first set of Magic cards, I was actually given by a friend. He helped me build a black and green deck. And I played that same deck. Like, I didn't buy new cards or anything like that. I just played that same deck all the way through high school. And then my little brother Jonathan got into Magic, and I gave him my cards.
When I started playing Magic, I remember that the game had been out a little while. So when I started playing Magic, I think it was Ice Age had just come out, and an Alpha Black Lotus back then was worth $600.
Wow.
How much is an Alpha Black Lotus now? It's just some insane amount of money.
Especially if it's graded. Yeah. When they're graded, they're worth so much more.
$1,500. No, that's a challenge coin. That's not even a card. $124,000.
Well, that's probably what it's listed for. It doesn't necessarily mean it's what it's sold for.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing them in the like $96,000, $100,000 range. That's
you can check you can actually check the sold on listings on eBay. You just have to go into the settings and do it.
That was an eBay sold.
Oh, okay.
A 9.5 mint one just went for $50,000.
Okay.
That's crazy. Ugh. Oh, Prestige, $300,000 one went for. That's crazy.
That's a house.
Mm-hmm. For a piece of cardboard that's been printed on both sides.
One of the interesting things about Magic is it made a lot of those artists rich because they didn't pay them. They paid them in royalties.
Yep.
They paid them in promised royalties.
For them.
That's why so many of them did so many different pieces of art for it. As it got popular, they started making more and more money.
So that was my history of being nerdy. As of now, I was introduced to Minecraft a few years ago, and I'm real into that.
I know you picked it up because Lee was interested in it, and you wanted to have something to do with Lee, and Heather already.
Yeah. And then Lee immediately tells me I don't play it anymore. Like when I started playing it.
That sounds about right.
And I love photography, and I actually stopped taking pictures for a while after I moved to Oregon, but I just started again. I've been taking pictures for about a year now.
Nice.
I
mean, you
am
move somewhere
not,
where the scenery's great and you stop using your camera. I get it.
well, I am working on pictures, but I am not posting them publicly anymore because
I'm just teasing, man.
No, I understand. I was mid-thought because I used to be real like I had a public gallery, I did all sorts of stuff, but now it's like I'm in the internalizing taking pictures for myself phase.
Oh,
But I
man.
got a little bit addicted to the attention of sharing photos, like the whole artist dilemma, sharing for attention and getting addicted to that feeling.
So the Savannah Bananas are in town this weekend. They're playing at Angel Stadium today.
Oh, I want to see them.
They sold out Angel Stadium.
The who?
The Savannah Bananas. They're a minor league baseball team that play trade. They have a social media that exploded the last year or so.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yeah, there's a guy that plays on 8-foot stilts.
Oh, that's funny.
They
He
do
pitches, it's
dance.
great.
They do dance routines during the games.
Yeah, the umpire's in on it. It's a whole thing. It's a production. It's great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're the Harlem
Yeah.
Globetrotters of baseball.
There's a
And
lot of
I
audience.
saw a rash of pictures of
participation
them at Disneyland on Friday, and they're playing, or on Thursday, and then they're playing in Angel Stadium tonight. So
a little bit more because Erica will tell me after the podcast that I forgot to share this, but I have an unhealthy obsession with Brad Pitt. That faded quite a bit when I saw Troy because I really don't like that movie. It was the only Brad Pitt movie that I didn't like.
And picked right back up when you saw Once Again in Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, it was okay.
it was a fun movie.
I was teasing.
Being serious, it was okay. I have
Yeah, Once
seen.
Upon a Time in Hollywood was great.
It was terrific.
I had to relocate this recently. It's going to come up soon, but I have this. How's the glare? Can you tell what this is?
I can see that it's a painting of something.
Yeah, Erica gave me this. This is a painting of
I know
the
what it's
final,
from. Yeah, the final scene from Fight
scene
Club.
of Fight Club.
Yeah.
But I saw a movie recently that got me thinking about something with my family history. So I've shared on the podcast before that my family knew Pete Seeger. And when I was really small, there would be things my family would attend that he would be there because he was a friend of a cousin of mine that played the banjo. And I was too young to remember, but I apparently had been in rooms where he was playing the banjo. I was so young that I didn't know who Pete Seeger was, but I remember being in the room with people playing the banjo. One of those people happen to have been Pete Seeger.
As a small child, my cousins and I and most of my family got to go out and hang on a party yacht with Joe Swirling Jr. He was one of the producers. Joe Swirling Jr., one of the producers behind most of the hit TV shows from the 80s.
Oh, okay.
He was very distantly related for a time.
I recently saw that movie about Bob Dylan, The Complete Unknown, where Ed Norton plays Pete Seeger. And it brought back memories, and I remember.
I should have been in that party scene. I was there.
I asked my mom to watch it and asked, I was like, does Bob Dylan, did Ed Norton do a pretty good job of playing Pete Seeger? And it's like, yeah, you might as well be watching Pete. And I was like, oh, and I watched it and yeah. But I also remembered a sing-along in a concert hall with The Lion Sleeps Tonight, which is something they did in the movie. And I was like, I remember doing that when I was little. So that was kind of neat. Because I'd always heard all these stories about Pete Seeger, but I was so small that there was no way I possibly could have remembered. But there's little glimpses of memory. I'm talking between 2 and 3 young, but my memory's crazy.
Yeah, I was young. We were like 5 or 6 when I remember going out on the boat. I don't remember much about the trip or anything, and I hardly remember the man himself, but I was there.
I've met a lot of random people.
Yeah, my weekly nerdy activity that doesn't have anything to, like, I don't generally share on What's Nerdy with You, the show, is anything that has to do with the podcast. And I go on YouTube rabbit holes. I don't think I've talked about it on the show recently, but I've been watching a lot of Hank Green. I
don't know who that is.
Hank Green is a science YouTuber that got started on TikTok.
Okay.
His brother is John Green, the guy that wrote A Fault in Our Stars, which was a movie about kids who had cancer.
Oh.
I follow them both. I think they're great.
You would probably like Hank Green. He does a lot of science stuff. He's cool. He's like the modern Bill Nye. And he does a lot of cool charity stuff. So I just want to say it was really, really cool that Mikey could show up
You
today.
forgot
Yeah, that
the
was
wooden
great.
sword thing.
Hmm?
You forgot the wooden sword thing.
Oh
You
yeah,
like-
I met Mikey in the Iaido class, which is Japanese martial art with swords. And my practical katana is up there, and I'm not gonna risk bringing it down because the bird will really upset if I pull the sword down from the bookshelf. Just this year, I used the practical katana to cut up to slice bamboo mats in the backyard.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. I also did soda bottles filled with water, which is the modern bamboo mat.
Well, because bamboo mats get fucking expensive nowadays, so.
The tatami mats are really expensive, but I did get some because I hadn't done it in a really long time, and I wanted to see if I could still do it.
Nice.
It took 3 tries before I cut one clean.
Yeah, makes sense. Got to get used to the strike.
No, it's incredibly difficult to do.
Oh, I bet it looks like it is.
I mean, you watch the people who've been doing it for years and years and years and years, and you still see that often it'll dangle. It'll go not all the way through.
Much like Malcolm Reynolds, I know which end to hold. I can successfully brandish a sword. I can't say I'm very good at fighting with it, but I can threaten a square.
I wouldn't say I am either. None of the stuff we really did was practical. We did a little bit of kendo and some kenjutsu training, but I mean, it was more meditation martial art than a real self-defense martial art.
The katana's not a weapon for sword v sword fighting anyways. It's not made for that.
I will
It's a razor blade. It's made to cut. Sword v sword is bad for katana. It'll ruin the blade.
If I am ever in a situation where I'm attacked and the boken is within reach and it's not involving a firearm, I will probably it would be awful because you do not. I think blunt damage is like the scariest thing in the world, and I couldn't even imagine getting stabbed or hit with a boken. It's just the most awful thing ever. So
getting hit with a boken's no fun.
No, and oh my god,
leaves these really big nasty red welts.
No, that's a shinai. A boken will break your bones.
Well, not when you get hit in the back with it, not all that hard.
Oh,
it
yeah,
left
not
a really
all that
nasty
hard.
welt on my back when I got hit with one. We were monkeying around with practice boken, and I turned around at the wrong moment and got one right in the back. Just bam!
God,
that fucking hurt. Knocked the wind out of me.
So, I'm gonna wrap up because we need time for bonus episode. But I just wanted to do this because we hadn't done it in a long time, and this has been Nerd Podcast Radio. I'm Freaking Brian, joined by Kirsty Smarverka.
Bye.
David the About the Third.
Bye, everybody.
And Áine and Mikey got to be here, so we were all here. Every single host was in an episode.
Yay!
And we all hope and send good thoughts in Mikey's direction for him to get better.
Yes.
Stay nerdy, stay informed, and stay awesome.
Oh, right, the catchphrase.
Stay awesome.
Now.
Thanks for listening to our nerd show. Podcast Radio.